Well, the initial frenzy over a possible Kirk Cousins trade seems unlikely for now anyway, as Adam Schefter recently spoke about it on the Haberman and Middlecoff podcast. He said, quote, "Yeah, there's been this Kirk Cousins talk, and I guess something could happen, but I haven't heard that's the case, so I don't know where that's coming from. What does that mean? Who's reporting it that is credible? I have not heard anything about Kirk Cousins being available. There are no absolutes in the league. Anything is possible, but I have not heard anything about Kirk Cousins being available this offseason. We'll see if anything changes." And so what that means is Uncle Shefty has spoken. 3 things in life are true. The grass is green, the sky is blue, and if anything's going to happen in the NFL world, free agency or trading-wise, Adam Schefter is going to know about it. But something that I saw happen among the initial, hey, Kirk Cousins, he may get traded, or the Niners, they are looking to trade for Kirk Cousins, was the lazy narrative of, oh, Kirk Cousins, he ain't shit. He's a bum. He's not a leader. I saw this quote from Sage Rosenfels. Quote, "They've always liked him a lot." He's talking about Kyle Shanahan liking Kirk Cousins. "They've always liked him a lot because he's going to do exactly what they design. He's an executor, not a playmaker." Kirk is just one of those guys where if you look at his stats, it always looks like Kirk had a pretty good game, but he never makes anyone else better. He never makes that right guard better. He never makes that left tackle better. He then went on to say they do whatever they can to make the job as easy as possible for Kirk Cousins, and it's always going to be 9-7, 8-8, 7-9. Some quarterbacks aren't winners. I know winning is not a quarterback stat, but I don't know. Joe Montana won a lot of football games. Great quarterback. Well, there you have it. If you ain't Joe Montana, you ain't shit. Is that the floor, the standard we're setting now? Really? And let me ask you something. What quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes can make the right guard version of Mike Remmers look better? What quarterback can make Pat Elflein or Drew Samia or an offensive tackle in Ezra Cleveland being forced to play right guard look better? Very few quarterbacks can make poor offensive linemen look better, but he doesn't make players outside of that better in general. 2017 to 2018, Adam Thielen added 22 more receptions, getting over 100 catches for that season, nearly 100 more yards, and 5 more touchdowns. That doesn't constitute as better? Justin Jefferson, second-team All-Pro his rookie year. Kirk Cousins had nothing to do with that? And I want to be perfectly clear here. Deshaun Watson, I would love nothing more than to have a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback that has an extra layer of dynamicness to their game. But that mode of thinking, along with the idea that, well, you know what, Kirk Cousins, he's really not all that good, does not have to be mutually inclusive. 2019, at Arrowhead, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins had 3 touchdown passes, all on third down. The 2019 wildcard game on the road at the Superdome, pre-COVID, packed house. The 43-yard bomb in overtime to Adam Thielen to set up the game-ending touchdown to Kyle Rudolph, that doesn't mean anything. 2020, the offense with Kirk Cousins at quarterback carried the whole team with no defense worth a damn. Even going back to 2018, at Lambeau Field, 7 minutes and 29 seconds left, down 23-14. Kirk Cousins throws a 75-yard touchdown bomb to Stephon Diggs, brings the Vikings back within 2. After that, Mason Crosby, he kicks a field goal. He extends the Packers' lead to 5. After that, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. Kirk Cousins throws a perfect pass to Laquan Treadwell on a slant route. He pops the ball, tips the ball up, interception. Mason Crosby, after that, he kicks another field goal, extends the Packers' lead to 8. Then, 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 22-yard line with 37 seconds left. Kirk Cousins throws a deep touchdown pass to Adam Thielen in between 2 Packers defenders, followed up by a perfect fade route pass to Stephon Diggs for the 2-point conversion ultimately sending the game to overtime. They had to settle for a tie as a result of that game because their rookie kicker, Daniel Carlson, could not make a field goal in overtime. If he did, the Vikings would have had just enough to clinch a playoff spot in 2018, which would have been 2 out of 3 playoff appearances in the last 3 years that Kirk Cousins was quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And to keep it 100, early in the 2019 season, I did a podcast saying that I would take Case Keenum over Kirk Cousins because up to that point, I saw too many times where I said, you know what, Kirk Cousins, he has so much talent. Certainly more than Case Keenum, but Case Keenum, he had guts. He had heart. That's something that I had yet to see from Kirk Cousins on a consistent basis. Since that time, collectively speaking, Kirk Cousins has demonstrated toughness. He has played at an extremely high level. Especially with guys, I don't even remember later in that season before the Eagles played the Vikings at US Bank Stadium. I was in attendance for that game. Some Eagles player, I don't remember his name, was talking shit. Oh, it's Kirk Cousins. He's a layup. Boop, we should win. Vikings won that game. Cam Jordan, wild card game, going on Rich Eisen's show. Oh, Kirk Cousins, he's a layup. Boop. Got eliminated by Kirk Cousins in OT. Why are we still doing this? Why are we still continuing this lazy narrative of, oh, Kirk Cousins, he ain't shit? Don't get me wrong. I would take Deshaun Watson over Kirk Cousins. I think damn near anybody would agree with that. But this whole, oh, Kirk Cousins, he's never going to make teammates better. It's ridiculous, and it's not fair. It's really not fair. We got to put some respect on this man's name. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We do this 3 times a week. Mediocre at Best Sports Podcast with Realistic Randy. Check me out on Twitter at realistic_Randy. Facebook at realistic Randy. We'll see you next week.